What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Unscripted Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eduardo, and I'm here with my co-host, Edward. What is up, Edward?
Oh, Ed,
Man, not much.
going on with
Another,
you? Of
I'm feeling good. We had
course you are.
another great week of football. Week 8, wrapped up, and you know what? It was also National Happy Tight End Day. Um, Still, upset that two specific tight ends did not score, but
This year
well,
sucked. This year sucked, and you know it.
last year was it how many tight ends scored? It was like 12 of
Uh,
them? 12, I think.
it was like a good relative amount. I think
Even Kyle Pitts scored that year.
I
That
don't have the
year.
actual number for this year, but I
So
think
this
maybe like
year,
nine tight
this
ends got in.
this
Nine tight ends
year,
got in on that day.
I think this one was 8, I think. If I'm not mistaken, you got one, two, three, four, five, six, 10. So Goddard had 2 touchdowns. George Kittle, obviously, I think, he was going to score for sure. Scored one. Jake
Founder of the
Tong,
holiday.
Jake Tongs, I think he's
Tonjes.
Tonges, yeah. Fannin from the Browns, Mason Taylor from the Jets, Hunter Henry from the Patriots, and Joku, also another Browns. Um, Kohler from the Ravens, not Mark Andrews, but Helm from the Titans, rookie, first touchdown of his NFL career, and he scored a national tight end, and Tucker Kraft, which he scored twice against your
I
Pittsburgh
know.
Steelers. And well, let's just jump right into it. What happened to your Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night? This was not a revenge game for Aaron Rodgers. This was just him going against his former team that he spent 18 years with. Um, Home game for you guys. What happened? What happened
Look,
to this
look,
loss?
people are gonna get so caught up in the fact that that was the organization he used to play for, where he pretty much established his Hall of Fame career. Yada yada yada. I get it. So yeah, you're right. It wasn't a revenge game. It's just that it leaves a very gross taste in your mouth when the opponent comes to your house and kind of just does whatever they want. And honestly, I'm being completely honest. Last night, I was actually ashamed to be a Steelers fan yesterday from what I was watching.
Mhm.
I mean, the offense, they scored their points
It looked
and they
promising
had
in
a
the beginning. It looked promising
and
in
they
the
had a
beginning.
and they had a 16-7 lead at halftime, but I
16
got
to what?
a 16-7 deficit at halftime. That's
But
what
but
the
but before that, what was it like? Before they scored, what was it? It was like 16 to set 16 to 7, 16 to 10. They were leading though. They were leading by a lot. Dude, I mean, you guys were leading.
Yeah, we're just scoring field goals until
Boz for sure. Boz will never
yeah,
never let you guys down.
until A-Rod found DK in the end zone.
That was a great ball straight to him right in the end zone goal line. That was a great ball to DK.
But back on what I was saying about the defense, I guess we had the most expensive defense in the NFL right now. The con artists did the shopping and made the
How much
investments, but
how much was your defense? In total, your defense. All you guys that you guys paid. Came Hayward, what was it, like a 1 year deal, right? He wanted what longer term, and then he just had a 1 year deal. Obviously, TJ Watt. You guys brought Slay, Ramsey, Elliott.
yeah, Elliott got hurt too,
Yeah, got hurt
so
too.
and it didn't really look like a good. And I'm
Slay too, right?
sounds like
He got hurt.
sounds like kind of point that I don't know if he'll come back for the rest of the season, but we had invested $160 million in this defense, and looks like we got scammed.
I mean, cause look,
I mean, the investment's starting to look like a scam. I don't know how the future's looking, but like I said,
a lot of missed
I felt
tackling, a lot of
I,
missed tackle.
I just felt very ashamed to be a Steeler fan. Did I have any confidence that we were going to win this game? In the beginning, yeah, but towards the end, it was just more like just like watching somebody just like kind of like kind of like curb stomp your teeth onto the ground. Even though the final score was 35-25, the guy still put up a fight, but it just wasn't enough. And yeah, like I said with the defense, it's just I'm not gonna point fingers. It's just more about what are we doing? Like what
Now,
how do I
is it
say
the
it?
players? Is it the players, the coaching? Like, what is it? A little bit of both? Because, like, what everybody said, what everybody said before, like, Aaron Rodgers and everything
I
was that
mean,
the
I can honestly
like
say,
the Steelers were a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. And now that you guys got the quarterback, he's been putting up points. The defense really hasn't showed up. And like you said, you
I
guys
mean,
paid the most expensive defense.
yeah, like I said, like I wasn't saying it was gonna be like a historical defense like the
Nah.
2000 Ravens or the 85 Bears. Like those are left in like NFL history, recognized universally recognized as like the greatest defense of all time.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, you understand defense is just kind of like part of the culture and identity of the team.
Defense and run game.
Exactly, but it just it's not that I still don't believe this defense can get things fixed. It's just more about like the product you put on the field is just like what is that?
Mhm.
Like the Cincinnati game, I looked at it as just like a bad game plan. They probably
And
could have done
divisional
other
game.
things.
And divisional game, it's divisional games. You guys know how usually divisional games are played, and they're always pretty close games. So it wasn't like a big surprise that the that they beat you. The Bengals beat you. Um, but obviously you guys
And
were
I'm
playing
and I'm not speaking for all Steelers fans, but I feel like we've kind of seen this thing. We've kind of seen it again. The defense kind of gives up certain points, miscues, misassignments, and it benefits the other team. And it's a taste we're kind of getting too familiar with. And I mean, not really familiar with. A little, I think we're getting to the point where like we're a little desensitized to it too.
mhm,
But I still know the names on this defense, and I still hope and believe that they can still like fix things, just
turn it
like
around.
figure things out. I think it's just like a schematics thing, and it's not that nobody knows what they're doing. It's just like, yeah, I think it's like the schematics and the game planning of it all. So, our defensive coordinator, his name is Daryl Austin, and
Mhm.
he's had good moments, but a certain trend with like Steeler fans, like we immediately want to fire whoever's on the coaching staff whenever things don't get right. I'm not calling for anybody's job, but
Something,
typically maybe
some shit. Yeah.
it's like when stuff like that happens, you hear that name a lot. Like I know this leaves as a Steeler fan, this name leaves a bad taste in our mouth, but even when Matt Canada, God, with our offensive coordinator, just saying his name gets me nauseous. When he was our offensive coordinator, his the fire candidate chants were transcending sports in different leagues,
Everywhere.
and it was start.
And Pittsburgh, yeah.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
so I'm not saying Terrell Austin's on that. Terrell Austin's on that trajectory. I'm sure
But
he's a good man and a nice guy, but it's just
but you guys have a lot of veteran players though. Veteran players on that defensive side. So something gotta change. Something between them, specifically from the defensive side, something gotta say something. Like you said, you have veteran players. You guys brought them for that reason to really step up in those specific games. Obviously, those divisional games against the
mm,
Bengals, the Ravens, you guys brought them type players. Ramsey has, you know, some games he plays well, some games he just plays poorly. Slay really hasn't done
I
much.
still
And that
understand.
play, that play where what like that Jordan Love he like just escapes the pocket and just throws it, and then who's number
Just like
22? Who's number 22 that just kind of does like tries to reach it, and then Christian Washington was able to just to get it, and that after that play, they were able to score. Josh Jacobs scored a touchdown.
I'm thinking of Juan Thornhill.
Yeah, like what was that? Even the Tucker Craft, like t the Tucker Craft
That's
touchdown,
what.
like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's all like from what I saw, is like a lot of yard after catches and like a lot of like chunk
missed
plays for the
tackles, like
for
just
pretty
they
much on
got
the
to
Packers personnel. It's just like I think they're playing. Yeah, they're playing like a lot of zone coverage when like typically you probably would maybe stick more to man, and then like it probably affect the score, and that's
But
probably
they had
what
a lot of
the.
weapons too. Like the Packers have a lot of weapons.
Yeah. I'll give credit to the Packers. Their personnel, like what Matt LaFleur is doing with that personnel, it is
And
paying
Christian
off.
Washington just and Christian Washington was just coming back from injury. So Tucker Craft,
Yeah,
like you
so
said,
like even when the defense was like doing their thing on the field and like the Packers off like the Packers defense, they started showing signs in the second half. Like I still had confidence that we got at least like put up a fight and like score more points, but the Packers defense just hit a switch in the second half,
and your offensive
ultimately,
line,
and
like
ultimately that's when I kind of knew it was kind of out of reach.
especially that one play where Michael Parsons put in pressure, then Aaron Rodgers like tries to escape, and then that's when it was like, well, it was done. They couldn't protect them anymore. Like your offensive line has gone better, but in this game, like you said, in the second half, the Packers were just a little bit too much for Aaron Rodgers, and you can see it clearly that Aaron Rodgers is trying to get rid of the ball as quick as possible because he knows it's coming. They're putting pressure on him, so he knows. So he's getting rid of the ball as fast as he can. And I think there was like I don't know, whoever knows how to read lips and stuff like that one play where DK, um, he throws it to DK, beautiful ball, and then obviously I see Valentine. I think from the Packers, he kind of hits it with his hand like last second as DK has it, and that could have been a touchdown right there. Certain plays, you know, the Packers really stepped up defensively, but
But
it's not looking offensively. I think you guys have really put up points, and I think Aaron being there has helped
we
you
have,
guys. It just
yeah,
defensively, just
yeah, we have talent on offense, and like I said, complementary football. Like even if the offense can, even if the offense can go, and the defense can kind of like make up for like those deficiencies. But like I said, fingers are kind of being. I hope the team not. I hope like not everybody's pointing fingers at each other. The Steelers pretty much just like put it to the side, correct, get in the lab, correct it.
now, question for you: the trade deadline is tomorrow. What do
No,
you do? You do
the trade deadline I think is November 4th.
November 4th? I thought it was tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure it's November
Well,
4th.
what are you expecting from that? Like, are you expecting another wide receiver? Another, I feel like you guys do need another wide receiver and wide receiver too. What do you think?
I mean, I can't predict the future. I think the
But
trade deadline could
like
be.
what do you think? Like, do you think they would need? Yeah, November 4th, Tuesday, November 4th. I thought it was next week. Yeah, it's in November 4th. My bad. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I
I
feel like you
mean,
guys do need another wide receiver. I mean, yeah, Roman Wilson, he had a touchdown. DK, Calvin Austin, you guys obviously do with your tight ends, and you guys have your offensive lineman. Wasn't it Spencer Anderson that had that one catch, big boy? Uh, but I feel like you guys do need that another receiver trying to take that, like have him have DK
I
not always
mean,
get covered. I feel like you guys need that. You can get Olave maybe. Who else?
GMs and front office are saying like certain guys are not touching, but I think we've seen enough football to know like what GM speak is. So
Yeah,
obviously they're kind of like protecting their players or their assets, but oh no, we're on a 2 game skid when we're sitting at 4-3. I'm not hitting the
tough.
panic button, but I'm not hitting the panic button, but the last 2 weeks, I'm not angry. I'm a little bothered, but I think
Now,
the operative word is more I'm just disappointed in what I'm seeing so far.
now your schedule it is pretty tough. You have the Colts. We know what the Colts are capable of. We'll get to the Colts later. You have the Colts. You have the Chargers Sunday night, another team that's bouncing back. The offensive line is getting better. You saw what they did on Thursday against the Vikings. Yes, it was against, I mean, the Vikings defense were pretty good, but it was against Carson Wentz. They put up points. Then you have divisional game. You got the Bengals. You got them at home. Depending how they are, Joe Flacco has done really well with that team. We'll see. The Bears, they look good, they look promising, and then they lost yesterday. The Dolphins, that could be a win, but you never know with that team. I mean, you still have the. I mean, after the Bears, you have the Bills. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and then you got the Ravens. It's a tough stretch for you guys because towards the end of your last 3 games are the Lions, the Browns, and then to close it off with the Ravens. So it's a tough stretch for you
I
guys.
mean,
Like from
so
what
yeah.
the way that the defense is playing, do you see them making the playoffs with this tough stretch that you guys got?
Here's what I'll say. Yes, I see the schedule. I see that the 7-1 Colts, they're no joke. Then they got the Chargers who they were kind of in a similar position. Then they got things going. So like I'm saying, I'm more disappointed and it's a little frustrated, but I mean, like I think I told you like privately, like time will tell. So I'm still kind of like wait and see mode from what I'm seeing. But as a Steeler fan,
It came a little
which
early. This came at this has come a little early because usually it expects during like week 11, week 10, around there. It's come a
it's
little
just more
early.
like it's just more about what I expect to happen is that next practice is going to be a padded practice because I know Mike Tom likes to do that to really set a tone. It would just like kind of like emphasize what's at stake. So
No players
I just
only meeting.
I didn't hear anything about
Now I'm
that.
saying you don't expect any players unless you think unless everything gets like I said, you guys lose to the Colts, maybe the Chargers. You think something got to happen, something drastic. If I think if you guys do lose to the Colts, depending how if you guys lose, depending on the way you guys lose, like they're gonna have to call the phones and make some trades and do something because this is why they brought everybody in. This was like an all-in year, you know. So we'll see. You know, like you said, the con
All I'm just gonna
artists.
All I'm just gonna say is I see the schedule and I've seen enough football that anything can happen. And I think
Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
I know like the optimism is it good for your mental health? I don't know, but
As a fan,
like
you got to
any
be
other,
you got to be optimistic.
I
You
mean,
got to be.
like any
And
other
I hope so
Steeler
too.
fan, you see what you're seeing, you're disappointed, but maybe I'm gonna gaslight myself into this optimism. I know it's damaging my mental health, but we're on to the Colts. Uh,
Too close.
I'm await, I'm awaiting the challenge.
All
I'm
right.
awaiting
So,
the challenge.
all
I'm gonna
right.
try to put a smile on my face, even though I might be dying inside, but I'm awaiting the
All right.
challenge.
All right. So speaking about the Colts, man, they put they look like the real deal. And Jonathan Taylor
He
is
has
having
entered
an
the MVP discussion.
MVP conversation. Like he is a beast.
He
And
has he has like 14,
14
15,
touch.
16,
I
16 touchdowns already.
I think so. He had back-to-back three touchdowns last game and then this game. Man, this guy is absolute beast, and he has done wonders for this team and has helped Daniel Jones too. Jonathan Taylor had 12 carries for 153 yards. The one of the second touchdown was an 80-yard run, and
I
then
mean,
receive.
I'm not taking anything away from the Indianapolis Colts. They're the best
They
team in
played
the
the
league,
Titans.
but
They played the
yeah, I
Titans.
know.
I get it.
That's what
I
I was
get it.
kidding.
I get they played the Titans, but when you see them and the way they play defensively, they are one of the best teams in defensively. Obviously, special teams and offense. Daniel Jones has really played well. Like yes, like let's go through. Okay, they play the Dolphins. They kill the Dolphins. Okay, the Dolphins will be no are not that great. They beat the Broncos. Um, they already beat the Titans again. The game against the Rams they lost, but they probably should have won if it wasn't certain mistakes that they committed. They beat the Raiders, the Cardinals. They beat the Chargers, even though we were down a lot of players and stuff. They beat us, and they beat the Titans. But I still think this team is a really good team, and Daniel Jones has played really well. This what he had 24 and 29, 279 yards and threw three touchdowns. Oh man, Pittman, that one catch that it was a pass interference, and I don't know how he was able to
He
catch
just
that
like
ball.
pinned it to like the side of his body and still managed to like control the end zone.
Yeah, man, but like I said, I think Jonathan Taylor right now is in the lead for MVP. I don't think right now there's any player right now playing as good as him. Like you take him out of the Colts. You think the Colts will still be 7-1?
Why not?
That's what I think. I think Jonathan Taylor right now is MVP, and we know the MVP is a quarterback award. We all know this. Just like last year, Saquon probably should have won the MVP, but he
You're
got
saying
offensive play.
Jonathan Taylor's probably going to get Offensive Player of the
Yeah,
Year.
probably gonna get offensive player of the year because nobody has won MVP besides the quarterback since Adrian Peterson, right?
Yeah, that was probably all the way back to 2012.
And I think after that was what like LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, right? I know he won it the year that he broke that record where he had like 21 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. I think that was the
H
year.
one.
That was probably like 20, oh,
I'm trying, I'm trying to like,
2006. I think that's
yeah,
oh
I'm trying to like
06.
go. Yeah, I'm trying to go off my head. I think 2013 was Manning, 2014 was Rodgers, 2015 was Cam Newton, 2016 was I think it was either Brady or Rodgers, I forget.
Dude, by Brady. But yeah,
17, yeah, I'm blanking out. I think
yeah, but
2018 and 19, I think that was Rodgers too.
yeah, man. But the Colts, man, they are the real deal. I really they are very a complete team, man. Hey, they showed it. They showed it, man. But let's move on to some unfortunate news. Hey, Cam Skattebo, his injury, dislocated ankle.
That that was just unfortunate because the thing with Cam Skattebo, like he's been getting like in his moments, like he's been getting so much love around the league because like I think he represents what the game is all about. He's like a typical
OG player.
quote unquote football guy. Like this is the guy you want on your
Oh,
team. Somebody you want in the trenches, just like
yeah,
power back, ready to run his face to a brick wall, eats
runs
nails for
hard.
breakfast.
Like that dude is a beast. That's why I told you. Like I even told you, like, hey, don't be surprised that he might come back, this season. Because I mean, I don't think. I mean, we'll see what happens. It's like luckily it wasn't as bad as what it could have been. But even when we carted him off, he tapped his head like he wasn't like freaking out or anything. Like his
hmm
pain tolerance
Like I,
is
s- like I said, everybody just loves like Cam. Look, how do I say it? Cam Skattebo has like this lovable psychopath energy, this Tasmanian devil energy.
yeah, man. But like I said, the Giants they lost this game. The Eagles, still
I know
6-2.
I know you're speaking about certain things, but I guess some breaking news on Pittsburgh side. Uh, they signed one of Aaron Rodgers' older teammates, MBS. He is with the Steelers now. They signed him to a contract.
Oh, so there you go. There's your wide receiver too.
I
There's your wide
mean,
receiver too.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. It's just
You know,
MBS. I think he's been
you.
very injury prone, but any I'm just looking at like anything helps. So we'll see.
You
Like I
know.
said, we'll see with what we have.
Oh, he was a free agent. Okay, okay. So you knew Aaron Rodgers at least at one point bought it. Hey, it could have been Alan Lazard because he's still in New York, but you see you got MVS. We'll see. Still, we'll see what happens with the trade deadline with your Steelers. But that's another weapon that you guys could have. You guys have now. Yeah, but we'll see. Still more breaking news will probably show up as the weeks go by and trade deadline day. But yeah, let's keep going with with the Eagles. Hurts 4 touchdowns, threw for 179. Barkley, they finally ran the ball. Barkley back to his old
Saw,
ways,
t- yeah, I
150
saw towards
yards.
the end of the game he was kind of a little dinged up. I think they're saying it's a groin, but I think the Eagles are on a bye, so now he has 2 weeks to sort of like heal up. So,
And I forgot they got Tank Bigsby
oh
from
yeah,
he
yeah,
ran
you
for
saw
104 yards.
a freaking offensive line, man. Like
Hey,
you
for
just
okay,
look at the Eagles and just like I know you're very not envious, but like you get a little bitter from like
look,
all the success they have, and I think I know what you're leading towards now.
look. I completely forgot, but now I remember. You just said it. That damn tush push. I think it's getting to a point where like I don't know what the refs are seeing or whatever, but the reaction of
The rest as a whole,
yeah,
just
yeah,
like this whole entire season, they've been on
yeah,
some other stuff. I don't know what's going
but
on with them.
the reaction that Brian Dable had on the field was like basically all of us that were
Completely
not that
justified.
yeah, like whoever's not an Eagles fan, like we have the same reaction. First of all, like that play that was a fumble. Like the ref said that they blew the whistle before like the play like they said the play was dead and they blew the whistle once the Jalen Hurts was like kind of reached out whatever. It did not
hmm
happen. The whistle blew once the ball was already knocked out, and then when they were trying to get the Giants, who was it? Was trying to get it. Burns was trying to get the ball. That's when they blew the
Those
whistle.
Burns are Thibodeau, I think.
Once that one of them were trying to get the ball, the fumble recovery. That's when the ref blew the whistle. And then what they said
Yeah,
was that it was uh or forward progress How if Jalen Hurts is still reaching, try to get the first down, and that's when they knock the ball down.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I hear what
so,
you're saying because
so
like once the ball snapped, it's still a live ball. So once it's in his hands, that and as he's crossing over, nobody can even see if his knees down. But like
like, what
once
do
he
they think
got
it was?
once he made the play, the ball came out, so that can still count as a fumble. But apparently, they want to chalk it up to maybe like insufficient evidence, whatever billions of dollars of technology they have at their
Well,
access to like look at all that.
like one thing, if it was in the red zone and that goal line and he scored a touchdown, but maybe that's what they thought. Like they're treating it as like if he was like a touchdown, but there's no way. Like honestly, this is the next year. This Tush Push is done. Like, wait, can they vote again or not till another?
I mean, I don't know anything about that, but the thing is, like, we're gonna get so angry about it,
Yeah,
and
they're gonna
if
change
we
it.
know,
Like
if we,
look,
the one thing is we know is like the Eagles thrive off of this. We're gonna get more angry. We're gonna get more angry about it, and they're gonna continue to keep doing it.
look. Hats off to them. They were successful, and a lot of teams tried it. It didn't work for them. They worked it, but there's a lot of evidence to where this should be banned. Like I said, it's a false start. It's unfair for a lot of teams because you can't go ahead, the offensive line, this and that. People say it's a rugby play. Could be. If you see a lot of if you, like I've seen rugby, similar style. Once they roll when the ref rolls the ball, same thing, little push, same thing as rugby. But that was a fumble, and Dayball's reaction to all this, and even when he challenges it, is like because they were saying like what is he challenging? Like what is he challenging? And I'm like you can't challenge that. It wasn't a fumble or whatever, but I guess now the refs they just on the Eagle side, and it's more evidence to where yeah, man, this is gonna get banned next year or whenever they have their meetings or whatever the league meetings. Yeah,
Oh, don't worry. Yep, just in about probably about 3 more weeks. Yeah, about 3 more weeks. We're gonna see a lot more chaos with this because I believe, the Giants and Packers have a Monday night game for all the world to see, and the Packers were the team that was very adamant about banning it, but you already know it's coming down the pipeline.
yeah, we'll see. But let's keep going. Let's see what other games happen. What I mean, look, it was a lot of blowouts. So this week kind of sucked, man. Like the Dolphins, they won. Um,
In shocking fashion.
yeah, I mean, Kirk Cousins started and did not look good. They did not have Drake London, but the
It's
Dolphins
funny you
finally
bring
won.
that up, but I think it also needs to be kind of said about the Falcons. Like from what I've seen with the Falcons, what's their record right now? 3-4, 4-4.
They're 3-4 right now.
Yeah, it's very fitting because like they're so up and down sometimes. Because what I've
They
seen
beat
with
the
the
Bill.
Falcons, like their offense looks explosive, then like their defense, they kind of give up points, but like they still manage to win. And then sometimes maybe like their defense looks all world, and like their offense, they just don't show up.
Like that game against the
Uh,
Bills, the offense was so explosive. The defense played so well, and
Yeah, the game I'm also referring to was like their game against the Panthers.
yeah,
They got shut out. And, like their offense just doesn't do anything. But I mean, I know they got a lot of heat for like starting Penix and like keeping like a $45 million quarterback as the backup. But I think we've seen enough that like it doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, the Falcons, they're so hot and cold sometimes.
yeah. Another team we had to give a clap for a round of applause. Is for the Jets. They finally won. They finally won a game. Finally,
They finally won a game,
they
and it's
finally game
39-38, very fitting.
in a very a lot of points, no defense. Man, they finally won. Aaron Glenn finally won a game. I honestly thought that if they would have lost this game, I I thought they probably would have fired him, or I mean, who knows? Bengals probably the Bengals lost this game. They had the lead, if I'm not mistaken. What was it? 24-13 at the half, and yeah, they blew it. The Jets scored 23 points in the fourth quarter. What was it, like a field goal? What was it to win it?
No, I
It
think
was
you're
a
talking
touchdown.
about yeah, Brees Hall threw the touchdown. I think it was kind of like an option play. Justin Fields hands the ball to Brees Hall. He runs to the right side, throws the touchdown to Mason Taylor.
Yeah, man. Hey, Brees Hall, 100. 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. I was another player that people were kind of speculating whether the Jets trade for him. Teams call and ask for a trade. We'll see what
Yeah, and
happens.
it's a lot. And I think this game is also like really interesting too because one, Aaron Glenn, I guess he was a little cool and like kind of like he didn't want to really like admit to like who was the starter, and also saw that Tyrod Taylor was on the injury report, and also I think I think like a lot of people like gave Justin Fields, let's say like gave Justin Fields his flowers because he was taking a lot. I guess like he's taking like a lot of brunt in the media, and but like
And whatever, and
he
what
still
Woody
kept it.
Johnson said.
Yeah, he still kept his head down and just still worked, and like I see, like it all paid off.
Yeah, they finally won, man. They finally won. Congrats to.
Yeah, I think like we look at the Jets always as like this miserable football team that never achieves any progress, but like I guess that's the beautiful thing about sports is like no matter what's going on, it's like that team is still tightened together, that they can still weather the storm, and everything just came to fruition. And
Yeah,
I understand maybe because like it's still the Jets, so like a very good cornerstone of the franchise. Nick Mangold passed away, shockingly. Very
yeah.
devastating news, but
Rest in peace to Nick Mangle, Ohio State
mhm.
legend, and obviously Jets. But yeah,
Yeah,
those.
Aaron Glenn
But
played for that franchise, so I think he knows like what it takes to be a Jet, and the guys are still buying in regardless of what's happening. And like I said, it's just nice to see like all that togetherness in the midst of all the chaos. They still
yeah,
found a way to just claw and get a dub.
yeah. But let's move on. Hey, the Houston Texans are back. They are back. CJ Stroud, another big game, another r really good game he had, over 300 yards, 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Texans are back. Their defense played really well, obviously. They
Yeah,
keep building off of their defense.
their defense has been great the whole season. It's just like their offense has had like some struggles, and I guess you probably can't even name like three receivers on the Texans offense right now because some guy
Hey,
some guys have
Braxton
gotten hurt.
Berrios, Braxton Berrios. I mean, Dalton Schultz.
Woody Marks, and that's kind of just all that's come to my head. But
Joe Mixon, he's still hurt, right? Is he what, out for the season or what?
Joe Mixon,
Because I know they got Nick Chubb. I mean, he only had 56 yards, but he doesn't um, really have a really crazy game yet. I think he is hurt. I think he's out for the
no,
season.
yeah, he's injured. He's injured. So I'm like,
Not,
if he's gonna, yeah, they've been out in the first 8 weeks of the season, so
I'll probably be back in probably week
who
nine,
knows when
10.
he's coming back.
Yeah, but hey, the Niners they lost, even though Brock Purdy, like they always say that
Yeah,
he
yeah,
acted and
it's been a foot injury since OTAs. That's why we haven't seen Joe Mixon.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, Mac Jones has held it down. 109, 193, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. John Jennings, they're happy to have him back. Kittle obviously scored. McCaffrey did not score in this game, but he's always didn't really have that much rushing yards, 25 yards in total rushing and 43 yards in receiving. So the defense really stepped up for the Texans for this win, and CJ Stroud obviously
And
it's
I
kind
think that
of
was also part of the Texans' game plan because if you look at the time position, they managed to keep the Niners off the field in like a lot of their opening drives. So it's so like the tail of the Texans has just been like their defense is good. It's all just about like the offense still gelling. I guess throughout the season, it's still been sort of a process, but I think they're finally getting it together. And I
yeah.
guess once they have like key guys, you can't count this team out.
Yeah. Like I said, another a blowout win was Bills and Panthers 40-9. Yeah, I mean, one thing I would say, I do like the Bills. Hopefully they one day they win the Super Bowl. But they just really haven't beat anybody. I think that's the thing I told you a couple episodes back. Like I feel like they still haven't beat anybody. And yes,
Like I think next week, do they don't they play the Chiefs next week?
they do. They do. They play the Chiefs 4 p.m. 4 o'clock game.
I thought that would be
So
nationally
that and
televised.
yeah,
That's something.
it will be national televised.
I thought it like
And
Sunday night or Monday
oh
night.
no.
But
Romo probably is gonna get that that game. Um yeah, that one we'll see them for them. Like I said, them. the Ravens. They won. They beat the Bears, which the Bears, like I said, they've been up and down. Caleb Williams didn't look good. The
Mhm.
Ravens defense stepped up, showed out. Snoop Huntley, got the win for them. What do you go for? 17 for 22, 186 yards, one touchdown. Derrick Henry scored twice. Kind of back to Derrick Henry. Lamar supposedly coming back next week. You know, Florida
Conflicting
home game.
reports. You never really know. See, trust me. I'm
The
not even doing
Ravens,
the Steeler fan. I'm not
the
even
Ra-
doing the Steeler fan thing. Like
from the
some reports
Ravens,
saying up in the air, some saying he's coming back. They had a little thing with the injury report where Harbaugh even admitted that.
it was
Yeah,
a
I think that
mistake. They
was a
said
mistake.
Raven honest mistake.
So it's still kind of like it's still kind of question marks as to whether like who's going to be the quarterback next week.
Yeah. Hey, these these professional sports leagues, they gotta be honest with these injury reports, you know. They just gotta be honest with these injury reports. You know,
Uh,
obviously
I mean, today's the sports equinox. Are you referring to another sports league that kind of made major federal news last week?
yeah, we won't speak on anything about that. But yeah,
I mean,
these
don't get me wrong. Like opening week, the players are starting out with a bang, but that news is even like crazier.
yeah,
But
man.
I say all that to say the NBA's freaking back.
Yeah,
What
NBA's
a
back.
what a start!
What a start, man. What a start for the week. But yeah, any last words before we end this pod?
I
Um
mean, I brought up the NBA, but I kind of was seeing something about. I know like there are some conflicting reports, but the one constant that the NBA always needs. I know some people thought it was going to be a little weird, but I think
oh,
yeah, I
NBA
think
tip
maybe
off.
ESPN kind of struck gold. It's always good to have the boys back, and it was just like it's still a little weird seeing them on ESPN, but it's just like they're back like they never left, and that chemistry is still intact.
Hey,
Sports,
NBC.
the NBA and the sports, they need this. Like
Yeah.
the this bond can never be
Chuck.
broken.
Hey, but NBC basketball, they did it right.
Hmm
They have done their things right. And obviously with the
Not
intro and then the little scores,
not just NBC Prime too.
it's still a little weird on Prime.
Yeah, it's weird
But
on Prime, but I think like the actual like production and the content, like
yeah.
they really they really stepped it up.
Yeah. But we'll see, you know, obviously NFL's still going on, so NBA, we'll see. There's still some really good performance right now, NBA. Yeah, but we'll see. But till then we'll be back with another episode. Peace.
Goodbye.